Chag Sameach Yom Teruah, the day of Yeshua our Messiah.
Shalom, little friends. How are you? We are very happy because we are arriving at another time of the holy appointments.
That is right, Sharon, the holy appointments of autumn, and it is in the 7th month, at the sign of the lesser light, when we begin. Little friends, have you seen the moon yet? Have you counted the new moons? This is the new moon number 7, and as we learned at the beginning of the festive cycle, the Eternal put the moon to measure time, to know when the holy convocations will be, and in the 7th month, 3 holy appointments are designated.
Yossi, I know the names of the holy appointments that correspond to the 7th month.
Very good, Sharon. Let's see. Let's remember with the little friends.
Little friends, repeat with me. Yom Teruah, Yom HaKippurim, and Sukkot. But Yossi, where in the Torah does it talk about the holy appointments? Yossi, wait, I remember now. We have seen it in almost all of the teachings in Leviticus 23.
That's right, Sharon. It's important to keep it in mind and not forget it. And so year after year, we congregate in obedience and service, awaiting the fulfillment and return of Yeshua. For these holy appointments of autumn have yet to be fulfilled. Little by little, we will learn from each one of them.
Shalom, Yossi and Sharon. I've come quickly to see you and ask you some questions. There's no time. The end is coming. We will be raptured up to the heaven. God's trumpet is about to sound, and this world will no longer exist.
Calm down, Pastor Wolf. Now, which friend of yours did you listen to? What did they tell you? That you are very scared now for believing all the crazy things that you listen to, all the talk of men that don't fear of the eternal, and without any biblical basis. They only have ideas that they themselves invent to control people with their religion.
Yossi, why are you so calm and happy? Haven't you heard the news? Have you not seen the servants of God and their prophecies? The signs are seen everywhere. There are earthquakes, eclipses, floods, and whoever is not ready will stay in the Great Tribulation. Yossi, even though I'm confused, I don't know whether to believe the Christians, the Jews, or the Messianics anymore. My Jewish friend told me that today is Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year. It is celebrated with apples and honey to start a sweet new year. At the sound of the shofar as a call to repentance of sin. We Christians celebrate in every Sunday service with emotional music, with a conch, with drums, and in the middle of the dances, we declare victory. We wage spiritual wars, and the Lord puts our enemies under our feet. And this is how we live from victory to victory. The show gets good. The cult. And so while we praise, its presence is felt when we play the shofar.
Oh, Pastor Wolf, the scripture does not speak of any of what you say, but it does teach us about the holy appointment that we are about to commemorate today, Yom Teruah, the day of alarm, day of acclamation, where we will fulfill the commandment and thus serve the Eternal by congregating and blowing the shofar, and this holy appointment has a teaching for our lives. It is a time of congregation and it has a prophetic shadow of Yeshua, that is, It has a hidden message for the future.
That's right, Sharon. Every believer in the Bible must also know and live the last 3 solemn holy appointments that are in the 7th month, and the great mystery in the holy appointment of Yom Teruah, to maintain eternal hope in our Messiah Yeshua, without the deception of religion and false doctrines. Pastor Wolf, pay attention. The little friends will explain to us about the holy appointment of Yom Teruah. The Torah tells us the commandment.
This holy appointment is in Leviticus chapter 23, from verses 23 to 25, which say, Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you are to have a Shabbat rest, a memorial of blowing shofarot, a holy convocation. You are to do no regular work, and you are to present an offering made by fire to Adonai.
This holy convocation of Yom Teruah is the only one that is on the first day of the month. And being on the first day of the month, they had to wait to see the sign that begins the month, that is, the new moon. And for that, they needed to be attentive, watching, looking for when the sign of the renewal of the moon appeared. As it was not known when exactly the sign would be seen, they referred to this day as the day and hour that nobody knows.
What is a shofar? The shofar is an instrument made from the horns of a ram, which is a pure or kosher animal. The shofar has a special role in the history of the biblical scriptures. It is used for convocations
In weekly Shabbat, in the holy appointments, at the sign of the new moon. It was sounded to go to battle, and one day the great shofar will sound.
So we can see that the shofar is to summon us, as the Psalm chapter 81 verse 13 says, Blow the horn of ram in the new moon, and again on the full moon, to call a festival.
The shofar is just an instrument. It is not an amulet. It is not an idol. It is not magic. It is not for style. It is not a religious Jewish icon. It is not for spiritual wars. It is not for liberation.
Ram's horn process. The shofar has to be taken from a kosher animal, a ram. It is cleansed of all the flesh that it has inside. It is perfectly washed with a lot of water. A mouthpiece is drilled, and we can make it sound by blowing. And thus, it is a useful instrument to use.
To acclaim with the shofar of a ram's horn in this holy appointment, a simple, handcrafted instrument is necessary, passed through the cleaning and preparation process. It does not have to be elegant, the most expensive, or with religious ornaments or strange markings.
The process of the shofar leaves us with a teaching. The shofar is an instrument to give an alarm. So we as children of the Father, if we want to be an instrument for His service and give the announcement to people who are seeking to return to the eternal, We must live this preparation process. When we come to Him, we do teshuvah. The word in Hebrew is shub, meaning to return. That is to say, we return from an unpleasant life to the eternal. We stop doing what is unjust and pagan. Hence, we must allow ourselves to be washed and cleansed by His word, which is pure water. The Father's word washes us of bad deeds, of flesh that's most ugly. By cleaning the ram's horn, it remains free, with space for the oil to moisten it, and when it blows, the wind produces a loud and clear sound. That wind is the Ruach of the Father that dwells in us and enables us to announce the message of the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom that Yeshua brought near, and to announce that Yeshua's return is near.
Yossi, what is an alarm? Is it like when the alarm clock rings every morning? When we set a reminder and it rings to notify us of an event or activity at a certain time?
Me.
Sharon. Let's see the word in Hebrew to say acclamation is teruah, which means clamor. That is acclamation of joy or a battle cry, especially clangor of trumpets as an alarm.
Yossi, I remember a portion of the Torah when the Eternal gives the commandments at Sinai.
Yes, Sharon. In Exodus chapter 20 from verse 1 to 18, and when the Israelites heard the thunder and the loud blast of the ram's horn and saw flashes of lightning and the smoke coming out of the mountain, they kept their distance, trembling with fear. The Israelites did not know what it meant for the future in the prophecy when they blew the alarm with the shofar. But when Yeshua came, He clearly teaches us that this great alarm and loud trumpet sound will warn us when Yeshua returns.
It is true. That is the prophetic shadow of this holy appointment.
Yes, Sharon. Yeshua came to teach us this mystery. The little friends will explain a little more. Yeshua tells us,
Matthew chapter 24, verses 30 and 31 says, Then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in heaven, and then all the tribes of the land will mourn, and they will see the Son of the Man coming on the clouds of heaven, with power and great splendor. He will send out his angels with a great shofar, and they will gather together his chosen from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Mark chapter 13, verse 32 and 33 says, But of that day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven nor the Son, only the Father knows. Keep on the lookout, stay alert, for you do not know when the time will come either.
Yeshua speaks to us of His second coming. There, the prophetic shadow of Yom Teruah will be fulfilled. And as we have already learned in the previous holy appointments, a prophetic shadow is an event for the future, an event that is about to be fulfilled in the times of the Eternal Father.
So when we celebrate this holy convocation, we are rehearsing for that great day, and that keeps us awake, longing for the return of Yeshua.
Yes, Sharon, we don't know the day or the hour. That's why we must be prepared. Live daily in a way that is pleasing to the Father, in obedience and learning His instruction.
The emissaries also spoke about the return of Yeshua, encouraging believers to remain faithful because nobody knows the day or the hour. Only in Emunah do we trust that he will return.
Sharon, let's listen to what the emissaries say. The emissaries tell us.
First letter to the Corinthians, chapter 15, verses 51 and 52 says, Behold, I tell you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last shofar. For the shofar will sound, and the dead will be raised incorruptible, and we will be changed.
First letter to the Thessalonians, chapter 4, verses 16 to 18 say,
For the Lord himself shall come down from heaven with a commanding shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the blast of Elohim's shofar. And the dead in Messiah shall rise first. Then we who are alive, who are left behind, will be caught up together with them in the clouds, to meet the Lord in the air, and so we shall always be with the Lord. Therefore, encourage one another with these words.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25 says, And do not neglect our own meetings, as it is the habit of some, but encourage one another, and all the more, so as you see the day approaching.
All set and understood, Yossi.
Very good, Sharon. You too, little friends. May the Eternal help us to understand His Word so we can serve Him in the correct way.
Yossi, I'm leaving. I already understood too. I won't be scared anymore. You always clarify my doubts. See you later. Happy Yom Teruah!
Little friends, let's blow the shofar, acclaiming to the Eternal and longing for the return of Yeshua, our Messiah.
We are also going to sing, dance, play the tambourine, clap our hands, and so we cheer with joy.
Chag Sameach Yom Teruah! Little friends, remember to visit the Cielos Nuevos y Tierra Nueva website in the Niños section, www.cielosnuevosytierranueva.org, and download all the material that is totally free. We have a WhatsApp and Telegram number, +52 33 28 24 91 85, where you can send your photos and videos when solving the activities of this holy appointment. Also on Instagram and Facebook at Cielos Nuevos Niños. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, YouTube/Cielos Nuevos Niños. And let's continue learning about the Eternal Father's instruction.
In the next teaching, Yom HaKippurim, the 10th day of the 7th month. Little friends, see you at the next teaching to gather together for the 6th annual holy appointment, Yom HaKippurim, the day of expiation or covering. It is a solemn day, a day of fasting. Shalom!